So here we are a couple weeks later. I've been trying out the Osmo Pocket 3 from DJI. I quite like it actually. It's very compact and it's super easy. It's very lightweight. If you're used to carrying a cell phone, it's pretty much the same weight in terms of how they both are, and it's not that bad in terms of size. So this is the comparison between an iPhone 13 Pro and the Osmo DJI Pocket. So I quite like it. So, and it's easy just to tuck away into a bag or into a pocket, and easy to pull out as well. Now I bought this camera with my own hard-earned money. I was not, sponsored in any way. So this is pretty much my honest opinion from the ground up. And I can say fully after just trying it for a couple of weeks, I truly do like it. If you're not used to using any kind of gimbals whatsoever, it may take a little getting used to because the head is so fluid in terms of how you move it. But the more you play around with it, the more you can kind of get used to it, and it becomes pretty fun. So before we get to the nitty-gritty of this camera itself, let's go through the accessories that comes with the Creator Combo. First things first, the first accessory that comes with it is this little handy dandy carrying case, which is pretty neat. Put all the accessories in there, plus some room for extra ones as well. Quite handy just to slip into a backpack or whatnot. And there is plenty of room to put little knickknacks here and there. There's this little attachment that goes in the bottom of the camera right here. There's a USB-C connector right here as well as here. So you put that there. There's little clips here. You press these buttons to make sure it snaps in. So you have that. But also, since the body itself is a bit small, it's a good extension for the handle here while you're kind of navigating the joystick as well as the record button. Now on the bottom here, there's a 1/4 screw for a little tripod, which actually this one comes with a mini tripod underneath it. So you could just screw that in. So that's pretty neat. And you could also put an actual tripod. I put my 360 little, monopod tripod combo thing on there to make it a little longer if you wanted to. So that's pretty useful in terms of that, and pretty handy just to pop off and remove. And I usually just keep this on here because it's easy just to remove and take on. Another accessory that comes with it is the battery extender. This is great actually in terms of if you want extra battery life on your camera, because since the battery here is built in, I believe you get roughly about a little 2 hours worth of juice in the battery itself in the unit, and this one should extend it for another maybe hour or two depending on how long you use it. I haven't really needed to use the extra power bank as much because this pretty much lasts me 5-6 hours or throughout the whole day, because I'm not constantly shooting every single minute. So this will definitely last you a while. The one thing I really liked about the Creator Combo is that it actually came with a mic. I have the first version, which actually also connects to the Osmo Pocket 3, but the Creator Combo comes with an individual mic, just one, and it does have the ability to connect two. So if you buy a second unit, you can totally do that. It comes, of course, with the recognized dead cat, which is removable. Now, like the first rendition of the DJI wireless mic, this also can record as a separate hard drive if you're recording audio separately. So just in case something happens with the microphone in the camera, or it's impeded in any way, you have a backup in the hard drive that's in here. So it's a win-win. Of course, the handy dandy carrying case. It's a great way to protect the camera while you're not using it. It just simply comes like this and slips in like so. It's very handy. I mean, I have the little wrist strap that comes with it, so just put it on the wrist, carry it around if you're traveling somewhere. Really easy peasy to take around and just store in a bag. And it's so compact too. It's not even. And the last accessory that came with the Creator Combo is the magnetic wide angle lens. Now this was pretty cool because although I don't necessarily need to use it as often, but if you want a slightly wider angle in terms of what you're trying to shoot, it's pretty neat. So you just pretty much just snap it on there, and it's on there like a glove. Look at that. and it just pops off. So, and now you don't have to worry about storing it as well, because inside of the case is a little magnetic slot right here where you could just pop that right in. I do have a black mist, a filter right here. So pretty much these are just within reach in the case. So you don't have to worry about losing it and whatnot. Now I've been shooting with this quite frequently. You may have seen it used in my last 2 videos for the October Days in the Life, where I explain I've just monetized, as well as my LA Dodgers celebration parade. So this is pretty much what I've been using. My professional work, I will still be using my FX30. I love that camera to death. This is what I'm recording on right now for this video. But for this, just for like everyday on the go things, this is perfect for that. Now, I wouldn't necessarily call this one a action camera. The gimbal part up here in the head can be sensitive at times, so just keep that in mind. So I'll be still using my GoPro when I'm doing my training runs or running videos, because I do want to be quite careful with this. But I mean, so far it's done pretty well. What I like about it is that when you turn it on, I could pretty much just with a flip of a switch, it's on. So I could start recording. There's an option to automatically start recording when you flip it on. So I don't have that here because I tend to, futz with it before I start recording. And you also have the ability to shoot vertical. So if you want to shoot social stuff, you could do that as well, so which is pretty neat. This camera in particular, from what I read, has a 1-inch sensor, so the footage has a little bit more depth to it. I do find that the night footage or evening shots that I've gotten out of this one were pretty good in terms of being comparable when you're shooting with, or even better than what you're shooting with on an iPhone. So which is great, because not too many cameras can shoot night footage as well. Probably will be using this more often, especially now that I have the capability to do that. We'll be having, more night evening shoots to explore, so that's gonna be pretty awesome. And it's pretty intuitive as well. It's a very much a touch screen to, be looking around, checking your footage here and there. This even has like a little tracker where you could, do motion tracking with your face. So if you're moving around, if you need to talk and whatnot, which is great when you have the microphone with it. Now, I generally like to shoot log in this one because I do like to do some color correction on my footage. But if you're not into like the whole idea of color correcting and just want to shoot from the get-go, the color profile on this one is pretty great actually, where you could actually see what you're seeing with your own 2 eyes. So you don't have to worry about adjusting too much in terms of the color itself. Now the cool thing about this is that I almost forgot to mention is that you could actually see what you're recording here live on the DJI Mimo app, which means that you could connect this via Bluetooth to the camera and you can see the footage that you've captured so far, but also you could see what you're actually shooting right now on your camera, which is pretty neat, especially since some people can't see through the small viewfinder here. So the camera can do motion lapse, time lapse, hyperlapse, slow motion as well. Shooting in 4K, I usually have mine in 4K 60 because I don't really have to use 120 in terms of that, but it does shoot 120 if you're in the 1080 setting. But usually 4K 60 or 4K 24 if you're here in the US is pretty much all you need. Anyways, that's my super sweet short mini review of the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, and I will definitely be keeping this more in my bag when I'm out and about because it's so minimalist simple. You just put it in the case, stick it into whatever pocket you have in your bag, and if you see something, pull it out, record, turn it on like so, and record. So it's really simple. Recommended. And yeah, I'm looking forward to capturing more adventures with this. So stick around, see what we'll capture next. But we'll leave it at that. Thank you again for coming back. Next week we'll have a whole new adventure, so you do not want to miss out on any of it. I hope you're all doing well. Let me know in the comments. Until then, I'll see you all next time. Take care.